Hello and good afternoon, live from Bailey Brayton Field in Pullman, Washington. This is baseball on Pac-12 Plus. Washington State Cougar baseball, to be precise, second game of a two-game set between the Seattle University Redhawks and the Washington State Cougars. Washington State taking the first game last night by a score of 12-5. Game was 3-0 through 5.5 innings, and then kind of went haywire both ways. In the end, though, the Cougs able to get the bats going. Kaysen Taggart with a couple of home runs, leading the charge offensively. For the Seattle University Redhawks today, under their 15th year, head coach Donnie Harrell will be Cole Kleckner leading things off. The center fielder to be followed by Jackson Lind, the designated hitter in the 2 spot. Sam Kane, the left fielder, will bat third. Derek Gellos is the cleanup man and the third baseman. Cameron Dayton batting 5th is the first baseman. The 6th man, Trevor Antonsen, hit his first home run of the season yesterday. In the first game of this series, he bats 6th. Jackson Reed, the right fielder, will bat 7th. Ryan Hayes, the catcher, 8th. And Tyler Peterson batting 9th, playing second base. The righty on the mound is Kevin Haynes for the Washington State Cougars. So far in the year, a 1-0 record, 14.2 innings, or 14 2/3 innings pitched, an ERA of 3.68. You see the stats there. He was at Sacramento State last year, faced the Seattle Redhawks once, got the loss, or the team got the loss of the game. He pitched an inning, was not his responsibility, but he has seen the Redhawks before. Today he takes them on in the white and crimson of Washington State. Look now at the Cougar defense across the outfield from left to right. Kaysen Taggart, again, 2 homers last night. He's out in left field. Nate Swartz, the center fielder. Max Hartman is the right fielder. Around the infield from third to first. Cole Kramer, the third baseman. Kyle Russell, the shortstop. Crew Park, the second baseman. And Joey Kramer at first. Jake Morrow behind home plate with, again, Kevin Haynes on the mound. Haynes, 6'4", 210 pounds, a senior from Rockland, California. That's in the Sacramento suburbs. Kleckner stepping in. He was 2 for 5 last night. Couple of hits. First pitch on the way. It's in there, and we're underway at 2:07 on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon here in Pullman. A little cooler than yesterday, the 0-1. Breaking ball missing high to the lefty. Kleckner can't even add a ball and a strike. 6 left-handers in the lineup for Seattle U today. The breeze blowing out to right, as is the traditional wind direction here. The 1-1 lined out into left center. On the run, Swartz in and to his right makes the catch. First out of the ball game recorded. Seattle U 6-13 so far on their regular season. They did come off a series win over Texas Rio Grande Valley over the weekend, over at Bannerwood Park in Bellevue. These two teams will play one game over at Bannerwood in a few weeks' time, or toward the end of April, I believe it is. And Lind, another lefty, stepping in. First pitch to him. Breaking ball low. 2 for 4 with a walk. Last night was Lind. Redhawks looking to get the split this afternoon. 1-0. Just missing outside. 2 balls and no strikes. And it was a quick-moving ball game until the bottom of the 6th yesterday. The 1-1. Lind high in the air, out to right. On the run, Hartman, he's not going to get there, and plays it off the wall. Then rounding first, could be a close play at second. The slide in, and not in time. So Jackson Lind, a 1-out double, and a runner in scoring position for the Redhawks here in the top of the first. So you got a good piece of that, and again, the wind is going to help lefties especially today. We'll see if that's a factor as we go. Sam Kane, the left fielder, stepping in. Productive night for the 3-hitter. 2 for 5, a 2-run double in the 7th inning. First pitch, he looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Kane out of Reno, Nevada. Looking to get the Redhawks on the board to start things off today. It took him 7 innings to score yesterday, but then they got going. The 0-1 lined out into center. That's a base hit. Fielded on a hop by Swartz, who brings the throw in. Runners on the corners now for the Redhawks with 1 out here in the top of the first. So back-to-back hits by Lind and Kane. And the cleanup man, the third baseman, Derek Gellos, steps in. So an early threat here for the Redhawks in red, as is fitting. Do have some speed out at third, and Kleckner has stolen 4 bases. Double steal a possibility here. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Looked like Haynes took a little off that one. Gellos out in front. Crowd still finding their way into Bailey Brayton Field on this Wednesday afternoon. The 0-1. That one just outside, and the count evens to Gellos. Haynes having to throw a few pitches early in this one. The 1-1. Fastball painting the black on the outside, 1-2. And some high wispy clouds, decent amount of blue sky here. Haynes looking to work out of a first inning jam. 1-2. Fastball outside, throw back to third, and back in time is Kleckner. Or beg your pardon, that's Lind over there. Got myself confused. That's Jackson Lind over there at third. Lind at third, Kane at first. And now we're set. The 2-2. Gillis rips it down the right field line, but foul. Out in front. What looked like an off-speed delivery there. Two-two. Runner going to second. Throw down there. And they got him. Throw on the money from Jacob Morrow. The tag applied by Kyle Russell, the shortstop. And Kane is caught stealing his first attempt of the year. And a second out now for the Cougars here in the first. Little chance for the Redhawks, though, with Lind over at third. Full count pitch. Misses outside. So the last 3 have reached now for the Redhawks, even though the out on the base paths took one of them away, and runners in the corners restored here for Seattle U. 2 out top of the first, and first baseman Cameron Dayton stepping in. Only player in the lineup for the Redhawks today who did not play last night. 216 so far in the year with 3 RBI, 3 doubles as well. First pitch from Haynes, a fastball missing a little low. 1 ball and no strikes. So now it is Lind at third, Gellos at first. The 1-0. Lined up the middle, that's going to drop in, a base hit. Lind home from third easily. Gellos trying to make it to third. He will with his slide. And Seattle U leads at 1-0 here in the top of the first. RBI number 4 on the year for Cameron Dayton. As Gellos goes to the corners. And Dayton off the end of the bat, serving it perfectly into center for the RBI single. Here's the shortstop, Trevor Antonsen. Had a big night at the plate. Guys struggled this year so far. Average up to 159 with a 2-for-3 night last night. He takes a breaking ball for a strike. A home run last night in the 7th. His first home run of the year. Seattle U has 10 home runs as a team so far this year. A 1, that hit him in the helmet. Breaking ball coming in. Hopefully okay. Looks like he is. Thankfully it was off speed and not the full heat. And Tonson will take his base at first, and the Redhawks now have the bases loaded with 2 outs in the top of the first inning and a run on the board. For Kevin Haynes so far this year, that's his 4th hit batter. Nathan Choate, the first-year head coach for Washington State, and of course a pitching coach before he was a head coach. Out to the mound to have a word with Haynes and the entire infield there as well. And Seattle U looking to put up a big number here in the top of the first inning. In a breezy day, you wonder if this could be a higher scoring affair. Especially with the lefties in the lineup for the Redhawks. So they've been able to just kind of serve it into the right spots to get runners on and a run on the board. Kevin Haynes is about to throw pitch number 20 here in the first. So he hasn't thrown a ton of pitches so far. But danger looming with a run and 3 hits already for Seattle U on the scoreboard. Here's right fielder Jackson Reed. 1 for 1 with a bases loaded walk. RBI Hinton is low at bat. First pitch to him misses low. 1-0. Gellos over at third, Dayton at second, and Tonson at first. Something in the gap or down the line. Could plate 3 for Seattle U here. The 1-0. Foul tipped into the glove of Morrow. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. That's signaled by home plate umpire Gary DeFabio. Part of the 4-man crew here adjudicating things this afternoon. 1-1. Breaking ball misses high. 2 balls and a strike. Maybe a little bit of stirring looking down the left field line at the Cougar bullpen. In fact, there is action there. The 2-1. It's line foul and out of play, and the count evens. Reed an RBI single in the 7th, and that bases loaded walk in the 8th. Now 5 RBI on the year, looking to make it more. Haynes, meanwhile, with 2 outs, trying to limit the damage to a run. 2-2. Fastball high, and the count full now. And that'll put the Red Hawks into motion around the base pass. The proverbial most exciting play in baseball on the way here. Scene set. They go the pitch. Reed in the air to left. Keeson Taggart backing underneath it. He's got it, and the inning is over. So Seattle U scores. They threaten. The Cougs hold them to 1, though, on 3 hits. No errors. Off we go from Bailey Brayton Field. Seattle U leading 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the first here on Pac-12+. Back here in Pullman, Seattle University on the board, and their first at bat. Washington State looking to answer as we go to the bottom of the first. 1-0 Seattle U the score. Washington State lineup for Nathan Choate's Cougars. Starting with Max Hartman, the right fielder, leading things off. Hartman 2 for 5 at RBI last night. Kyle Russell, the shortstop, batting second. 3 RBI, a 4 for 6 night for him. He's followed by Keeson Taggart, the left fielder, who hit 2 home runs, drove in 4 of the Cougars' 12 runs last night. And Joey Kramer, the first baseman, is the cleanup man. Jacob Morrow, the catcher, will bat 5th. Griffin Sotomayor, the designated hitter, in the 6th spot today. Cole Kramer, the third baseman, batting 7th. Nate Swartz, the center fielder, 8th. And Crew Park rounding out the 9, playing second base. For Seattle University, it'll be righty Jarek Woodward on the hill. 1-2, an ERA of 4.30. 14 2/3 so far. Exact same amount of pitching as Kevin Haynes. Woodward, Palouse connection. His brother Jackson played both football and basketball at the University of Idaho. The Seattle University defense, Sam Kane out in left field. Cole Kleckner, the center fielder. Jackson Reed in right. As Woodward home. First pitch bunted down the third base line on a hop. Fielded by Derek Ellos, the third baseman. And he across to Cameron Dayton, the first baseman, in time for the first out here in the bottom of the first. And up the middle defensively for Seattle U, Trevor Antonsen, the shortstop, and Tyler Peterson, the second baseman, with Ryan Hayes behind home plate. You see him there as Hartman heads back to the dugout. Woodward from Seattle, Bishop Blanchette High School. Here's Kyle Russell, first pitch. Missing, 1 ball and no strikes. And Russell, a great night, 4 hits in 6 at-bats, scoring twice, driving in 3. 1-0. That one there to even the count at the ball and a strike off speed at 78 miles an hour. Russell out of University Place, Washington, just to the west of Tacoma in Pierce County. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Russell chasing. Pitch going low and underneath him. Now 1-2 to one of the veteran leaders of this young Cougar team. 1-2. Chopped on 2 hops to short. Trevor Antonsen has it. Throw to first, close, but in time. And Antonsen retires his counterpart Russell. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. That brings up Kaysen Taggart. Lefty launching 2 homers in last night's 12-5 Washington State win. Second one to right center, a bomb, 438 feet. He got all of it. First pitch from Woodward. Sliding on the inside corner for a strike. Taggart, long lefty, 6'6", 221 pounds, out of Everett, Washington, the 0-1. Taggart in the air to left, that slicing foul out of play. It looks like whatever was going on in the Cougar bullpen earlier is settling down for the moment, but still a little bit of action down there. See how Nathan Choate has his pitching lined up in this midweek game. Cougars hosting Arizona State for a 3-game set this weekend. 0-2. Flipped out to really very shallow left field, almost third base, and Derek Ellis makes the catch. Jarek Woodward, a 1-2-3, bottom of the first inning for the Seattle Redhawks. They lead 1-0 as we go to the second here on Pac-12+. Fans getting comfortable here at Bailey Brayton Field with the Seattle University Redhawks leading the Washington State Cougars 1-0. And the Redhawks catcher Ryan Hayes leading things off for Seattle U here in the second. First pitch from Kevin Haynes. Hit hard on the ground to third. On a hop, the throw, not in time, or it was in time, but looped out of the glove of the first baseman Joey Kramer. The throw low, we'll see how it's scored. And Ryan Hayes looking for his first hit of the season. He was 0 for 18 coming into that at bat. We'll wait for the official scorer's ruling. All I can tell you is that Hayes is over at first. Kevin Haynes working out of some trouble in the first, gave up a run, and the error is on the board. At an E5 on the throw of Cole Kramer as Tyler Peterson, the second baseman, squares and pulls back, takes a strike 0-1. So that is an E5 on the throw of Cole Kramer. And the leadoff man on for the Redhawks. 0-1. Peterson again, square, pulls back, this time the fastball missing. Not even at a ball and a strike. And Peterson, one of 6 lefties in the lineup for the Redhawks today. It's back safely is Hayes. This is Ryan Hayes' 13th game, his fourth start. No stolen base attempts so far, the 1-1. Little check bunt, ending up foul toward the backstop on the third base side. So Peterson down, a ball and 2 strikes. Native of Fox Island, Washington, and also in Pierce County, just off the coast of it, in Puget Sound. 1-2, swing and a miss. Kevin Haynes has his first strikeout of the afternoon. One gone for the Red Hawks here in the second. Brings in Cole Kleckner, who flew out to center his first time. First pitch from Haynes in his second go. Fastball there. These teams have played one another on and off since 1952. Renewing the rivalry today, the 0-1. Another fastball toward the black on the outside. Haynes ahead of Kleckner, no balls and 2 strikes. Breeze still continuing out of the west. Almost more blowing across the field from left to right. 0-2 line to center. Swartz in his tracks. Just takes a step in and makes the catch. When it's sharply hard, as Kleckner, the center fielder, has been retired twice by his counterpart. 2 outs here in the top of the second. And the Red Hawks getting an RBI single from Cameron Dayton in the first to give them the 1-0 lead. Jackson Lind, who doubled to the wall and right his first time up, steps back in. First pitch looked more like a pitch out, maybe suspicious that Hayes might try to make his way into scoring position. Fastball outside, 1-0. Next offering, took a little off at that time. Lind out in front, the count even in a ball and a strike. Jackson Lind from Kennewick. So in Seattle U, of course, in the state of Washington, going to be a lot of evergreen staters, and it's the same for the Cougars as well, as time called. And Gary DeFabio, the home plate umpire. Randy Sutton over at first. Daryl Mason, the second base ump. Josh Marshall over at third. 4-man crew. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Another off-speed pitch. Could hear the grunt through the field mic there. Lind well out in front. Ball and 2 strikes. The Kennewick native. Hayes' lead has been pretty solid over at first. The 1-2. Lind high in the air to right. Going over Hartman, shy of the warning track. He's got it. And the inning over. So Haynes navigates the air, gets a couple of fly ball outs. The last one in the right center field gap in the top of the second over. No runs for the Red Hawks. In the top of the second, we go bottom 2. 1-0 Seattle U. This is Cougar Baseball and Pac-12 Plus. Joey Kramer, the Cougar first baseman, leading things off in the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 Seattle U the score. As you can see, Doug Taylor joining you, filling in for Trevor Williams on this Wednesday afternoon. Busy sports weekend for the teams of the Palouse. First pitch to Kramer, hit high in the air to right center. Going over, Jackson Reed finding the sun, reaches up, makes the catch. Looked like the wind died down there maybe for just a moment. Kramer trying to ride it out to right center, as many have here. But he is retired. For the first out here in the second, Jackson Woodward, the Red Hawks starter. He's retired the first 4 Cougars he's seen. That brings him catcher Jacob Morrow. Righty on righty. First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1. Morrow 0 for 5 is the DH last night. 0-1. One missing low and outside. Even the count of the ball and a strike. It's Morrow to be followed by designated hitter Griffin Sotomayor. 1-1. Another breaking ball and a swing and a miss. Woodward out in front of Morrow. Morrow out of Warrenton, Oregon, on the North Oregon coast. 1-2. Inside. Seattle U bench wanted it, or dugout. So the count even again to Morrow this time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Washington State looking to take both of these contests with their in-state rival, the 2-2. Little low, count now full to Jacob Morrow. Payoff, hit deep down the left field line. Slugged down there by Morrow, and it's a fair ball just inside the line. One hopping the wall. Morrow heading for second, and no relay throw made. It's a double for Jacob Morrow. Second double of the season for Morrow. The Oregonian in scoring position with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Brings in, as mentioned, Griffin Sotomayor. Catcher from Turlock, California, DHing today. It's just his 6th game for Wazoo. First pitch to him from Jackson Woodward inside, or not Jackson, Jarek, beg your pardon. It's that double by Morrow, the first hit given up by Jarek Woodward. 1-0. Fouled straight back. Count even at 1-1. You heard the thump. The field mic close there. Sotomayor was close to that one. Seemed like he had it timed anyway. See an opportunity with Morrow at second to tie up the ball game, or perhaps more. Pickoff throw, and Morrow back in time. Play on there, trying to catch Morrow napping. He's not attempted to steal any bases so far this year. In the Cougar lineup today, you have stolen bases from the 1st through 3 in the order and the 7th through 8. The 1-1. Hit deep to right. Going back, Jackson Reed. He's watching. It's out of here. Opposite field home run for Griffin Sotomayor. It's his first run-scoring hit of the season. And he does it with aplomb, a 2-run shot. And just like that, Washington State leads 2-1 here in the second. Lined deep. Wind shoving a little, but Sotomayor got a big piece of that one. You can hear the Cougar dugout celebrating the homer. There's Nate Swartz, or Cole Kramer, beg your pardon. He lines one down the right field line for a hit. Just slicing it through the infield. So after Jarek Woodward retired the first 4, a double, a homer, and a single, the Cougs not only have the lead, but they're looking for more here in the bottom of the second. That brings in Nate Swartz. Pickoff throw to first, and back in time is Kramer, who has stolen 3 bases, has not yet been caught this year, so Woodward and the Red Hawks will keep a close eye on him. Nate Swartz so far in the year, 338 the average, 3 homers and 16 RBI. Some solid thump in the bottom of the order for Nathan Choate's Cougars. Pitch fouled back. 0-1 the count to Swartz. Swartz last night 2 for 5, 2 RBI. A game that went kind of crazy in the later innings. They're chugging right along for the first 5.5 or so. Another throw over and back safely again, Cole Kramer. The 0-1. It's low, the count now. A ball and a strike to Swartz. The senior from Farmington, New Mexico. The 1-1 hit in the air to right. Reed has room this time, though, and he makes the catch for out number 2 here in the second. Kramer retreats to first on the lineout. Brings in second baseman Crew Park. Park, another solid performance, 3 for 4 with an RBI yesterday. One of those a double. Woodward checking Kramer a couple of times, and he'll throw over again. Especially with 2 outs, weary of the steal attempt. It's both teams with 3 hits now. Washington State, all of them here in the second. First pitch to Park, a fastball. Outer half for a strike on 1. Park from Mesa, Arizona, Phoenix suburb, though big city in its own right. 0-1. Runner on the move, throw down to second. Off the mark, and Cole Kramer has his 4th stolen base of the season. Kramer getting it with ease, throwing it up to the third base side or left field side of second base. Just the threat of Kramer's speed, giving him an easy stolen base. 1-1 to Park, missing inside. Well, Woodward's pitch count just getting up here in the second, of course. It was a quick first inning for him, 1-2-3. Pitch number 24, breaking ball, and it's there for strike 2. Kramer trying to draw Woodward's attention. 2-2. In the air to left center. Fleckner going back as that carried well, but he makes the catch over his shoulder, and the side retired. Washington State, though, on the 2-run homer by Griffin Sotomayor, takes a 2-1 lead to the third. You're watching Cougar Baseball on Pac-12+. A breezy but beautiful afternoon on the Palouse. Washington State leading 2-1 as we start the third inning of play here at Bailey Brayton Field. Sam Kane, the left fielder, leads off for Seattle U. First pitch to him outside. He pulls the bunt attempt back. Kane singled to center his first time up. Kevin Haynes in his third inning of work gets one past to even the count at a ball and a strike. Next offering. Popped high in the air. That's going to go foul out of play. Toward the Taylor Indoor Practice Center being built over the first base side. You may hear construction noises in the mic every now and again. 1-2 to Kane, fastball high. Check down to first base umpire Randy Sutton, and Kane ruled to have held the bat back. Looked like it from here. The count even at 2-2. Haynes fires. That's it high in the air, deep to left. Going back, Taggart. He watches, and it bounces off the wall. In play, Kane heading for second, and he's got his second double in as many nights. So the Red Hawk attack getting things going early here in inning number 3, looking to tie the game quickly back. I'm not sure how long Kevin Haynes is slated to go today. He's thrown 42 pitches so far. Pitch number 43 into Derek Ellis, the third baseman, missing low. Gellos walked, made it to third in the first inning. Kane a short lead from second. 1-0. Fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes. Sam Kane came into the game with 6 doubles. Now with the leadoff second with 7 on the year. And halfway to the cycle in 2 at-bats, the 2-0. Fastball there. 2-1 now to Derek Gellos. And one of 6 lefties in the lineup, but as we saw in the bottom of the second, righties can ride the wind out to right as well. 2-1 fastball missing. Gellos out in front, 3 balls and a strike. The man who drove in the only run so far for Seattle U, Cameron Dayton, waiting on deck. 3-1. Line through the hole on the left side. That's a base hit. On 2 hops fielded quickly by Taggart in left. Throw gets in quickly. So stopping at third is Kane. Back-to-back hits for the Red Hawks. And runners on the corners. Nobody out here in the top of the third. First hit of the afternoon for Derek Gellos. He goes the opposite way with the line drive. That brings in Cameron Dayton. And singled to center in his first at-bat. Seattle U with the 1-0 lead. And Griffin Sotomayor's 2-run homer the opposite way to right in the bottom of the second. And you're caught up if you're just joining us. First pitch this time to Dayton. Misses low. And with that, Jacob Morrow, the catcher, out to the mound. Trying to settle down his battery mate here. I mentioned this is a busy weekend for Washington State. Not only the baseball team hosting Arizona State here at Bailey Brayton Field, but of course Cougar men's basketball in the NCAA tournament taking on Drake tomorrow in Omaha, Nebraska. Cougar women over at Beasley Coliseum hosting Lamar in the first round of the WBIT. 1-0 to Dayton, swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch dropping away from the lefty, and the count even at a ball and a strike. There is action in the Cougar bullpen, a righty getting loose. 1-1 comes in high, and Dayton out in front, 2 balls and a strike. I believe it is Caden Wickersham, righty throwing out there in the bullpen for Washington State. Dayton up the middle. to second for one. Throw to first in time, double play. Scoring on the play is Kane from third. So the Redhawks tie the game 2-2 here in the top of the third inning. But the Cougs will make the trade for 2 outs. The Redhawks answering back for 6-3. The Twin killing, though, clearing the bases. Here's Trevor Antonsen, hit sharply on a hop to third. Cole Kramer to Joey Kramer. And the 5-3 putout ends the top of the third inning. Seattle U with a run, though, tying this one back up. We go bottom 3 in a 2-2 tie here on Pac-12+. The lefty, Kean Hogan, coming into the game here for the Seattle University Redhawks. As we go to the bottom of the third, Seattle U and Washington State in a 2-2 tie. See Hogan's stats there in just 6 innings pitched. This will be his 5th appearance of the year. ERA a touch high, but a small sample size again in those 6 innings. 11 runs on 13 hits. All the runs earned. Looking to give his team a couple innings here and to keep things at least tied for the bats to get back to work. And so Jarek Woodward done after 2, unlikely to factor in the decision. 2 runs on 3 hits, the runs earned. 28 pitches, 20 strikes, and Woodward's afternoon done. So Hogan, lefty on lefty, will take on the top of the order, beginning with the right fielder Max Hartman. Hartman grounded out to third his first time up. First pitch. That one whipping pass to the backstop, 1-0. And it wasn't really a ground per se, it was more a bunt on third base side. As a result, the third baseman Derek Gillos was playing close to the grass-colored turf. 1-0. Fastball there to even the count at a ball and a strike. Again, this is the second of 2 between these 2 teams here in Pullman. They will play over in Bellevue at Bannerwood Park April 30th to close out the 3 between the 2 teams. 1-1 from Hogan. Slider breaking off on the inside half, 1-2. Starring Hartman, a liner caught by the second baseman Tyler Peterson. Just a little short hop, able to get up and grab it. And Hartman retired for the second time today. 1 down for the Cougars here in the third. That brings up Kyle Russell. He grounded out to shortstop. His first time up. First pitch from Hogan. Chopped on 2 hops in the hole at short. The third baseman over Gellos, and he makes a great play to get the speedy Russell up the line. 2 down. As he came in front of the shortstop, Antonsen, his momentum carrying him toward first. Solid play by the third baseman, who's made a couple of really good defensive plays for the Red Hawks this year, at least. One that had a little notoriety, a high jump to take a play away, or a hit away. Brings in Kaysen Taggart. Again, 2 homers yesterday. Popped out to third his first time up. First pitch from Hogan. A breaking ball finding the upper part of the zone for a strike 0-1. Another breaking ball. This one just a little low. Spinning in at 78 miles an hour. Not even 1-1 to Taggart, whom Hogan and pretty much any pitcher facing him this year will have to be careful with. Those 5 home runs and the power capability in any at-bat. Temperature just a little over 60 degrees as breeze blowing out of the west. It's another beautiful day. It was warmer yesterday here. I'm called as just a little bit of confusion there, trying to make sure everybody is ready to go. Both Hogan on the mound and Taggart at the plate. Now we're ready, the 1-1. This ball missing just low, 2-1. Hogan lefty on lefty here trying to work through this top part of the order. The 3-1. Fastball there. Taggart was ready to send the bat back to the dugout. Said the count full on him now. Taggart's able to reach. The first baseman, Joey Kramer, waiting in the Cougar dugout. Hoping for a chance here in the third. Full count pitch. Hit in the air to center. Going back, Cole Kleckner, the center fielder, and just shy of the warning track, he makes the catch in deep center to end the inning. So for the second time today, the top of the Cougar order retired in order. We go to the fourth. Seattle U and Washington State tied at 2 apiece here on Pac-12+. It's the righty Duke Brotherton taking over here in the top of the fourth inning. Washington State, Seattle U in a 2-2 tie. Brotherton making his 7th appearance of the season. He started a couple games. See the rest of the stats the way there in 20 2/3 innings of work. So Kevin Haynes' day concluding. He goes 3 innings, 2 runs, 5 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. Haynes throwing 52 pitches, 31 of them strikes, and again unlikely to factor in the decision today. In fact, he won't. But Settling things down after a rough start to the ball game was Haynes, and now Brotherton will take the baton from here. Brotherton from Mercer Island, Washington, 6'5" righty. Take on Jackson Reed, the right fielder, to lead things off for Seattle U. 7, 8, and 9 for the Red Hawks. Catcher Ryan Hayes and second baseman Tyler Peterson to follow. Brotherton home. First pitch misses, 1-0. Fastball 92 miles an hour. Jackson Reed flew out to left his first time up. 1-0. Ripped hard. Diving stop, Joey Kramer. Flip to Brotherton, and he just beats Reed to the bag. Fine play by Joey Kramer just to knock that one down. It was extra bases for Reed otherwise. And the 3-1 putout starts the fourth. Put a check or a star, however you do it, on your scorecard. That one, a great play by Kramer for the first out of the fourth. Brings up Ryan Hayes, who reached via error his first time up. First pitch to him, a fastball missing away. Hayes looking for his first hit of the year. 0 for 19 now. The 1-0 inside, 2 balls and no strikes. It always weighs on a player trying to get that first hit, and they can get really on a hot streak from there. The 1-0 inside, and it hit him. Hayes has found ways on base despite not having a hit. And there's another one. He reaches for the second time, this time as a hit batter. Second batter hit by Washington State pitching in the ball game. And second baseman Tyler Peterson up with a runner on here in the fourth. For Brotherton as well, that is the fourth batter that he has hit so far in 2024. First pitch to Peterson low. Brotherton trying to dial in the controls. Peterson struck out on an off-speed pitch from Kevin Haynes. That was Haynes' lone strikeout in his 3 innings of work. Cole Kramer, the third baseman, playing in on the turf as the pitch grounded, and then it hits second base and bounces into right field. Hayes running the entire time. He'll get to third on a wild play, and I believe that'll just be a hit for Tyler Peterson. Located perfectly. As it looked like Brotherton deflected that, and then it hit second base right on the corner and bounced into right. Not sure if Peterson could do that again if he tried, or at least it'd take him a few tries to do it, but he'll take it gladly. Runners on the corners for Seattle U with 1 out here in the fourth and a 2-2 tie. Back to the top of the order, and center fielder Cole Kleckner, 0 for 2 so far. First pitch to him misses. Both of them flyouts to center. And that is a hit for Peterson, the 1-0 on the ground to short. Russell the second, he'll hold the throw. Haynes will score. And no, they're calling interference. No run. They're saying that Peterson interfered at second. It's a double play, and the inning is over. So scrub the run. The game remains tied as we go to the bottom of the fourth. We'll sort it out in the break here on Pac-12+. Back at Bailey Brayton Field, we are in a replay review. A couple umpires checking to see whether or not there was, in fact, interference on a double play, which would have ended the inning. And that is indeed the call. So the challenge from Seattle U is denied after review, and the inning over. So the potential go-ahead run for the Redhawks is taken off the board. So with that, the Redhawks will take the field. Again, it's a 2-2 tie. You're watching Cougar Baseball on Pac-12+. Joey Kramer leading things off for Washington State in the fourth, as he did in the second. And a replay review, or a call upheld after review, ending the top of the fourth inning and keeping this game tied 2-2 between the Seattle U Redhawks and the Washington State Cougars. Otherwise, it would be 3-2 Seattle U, and the Redhawks still batting. Interference called at second, a double play. As Kramer fouls one away to start the bottom of the fourth. Joey with 4 homers, 15 RBI coming into the game. 3 doubles, an OPS of .990. Productive cleanup hitter for Nathan Jones' squad, the 0-1. Breaking ball from Kean Hogan finds the outer half. Kramer quickly down 2 strikes. Catcher Jacob Morrow and designated hitter Griffin Sotomayor with the 2-run homer that's given the Cougars their offense so far. Those 3 slated to hit here in the fourth. The 0-2 grounded sharply up the middle and through. Into left center, a base hit for Joey Kramer. That one skipping quickly along the turf into left center field. Kramer has his first hit of the afternoon. First hit given up by Kean Hogan as well. And lefty from San Diego, who was at Oregon State before making his way to first still over in Seattle. Here is Jacob Morrow, a double down the left field line his first time up. First pitch from Hogan, missing outside. And everybody in the ballpark, I think, watching Morrow's double the first time up as it hit just inside the line and skipped quickly off the fence at the 330 mark. Down the left field line in the second, and then Sotomayor sent it over the right field fence for the easy jog home. Pickoff throw over to first. Kramer back safely. He's not attempted to steal a base this year. And Hogan, as a lefty, of course, can be a little more direct to the bag. The advantage that the Southpaws have. 1-0. That misses. 2-0 now, the count to Jacob Morrow. He's got a couple homers of his own so far in the year. Kramer's lead still a short one over at first. The 2-0 taken, and it misses as well. Cutter, not by much, but it does. 3 balls and no strikes. And here the breeze looks like it's picking up a little bit again across the field. The 3-0. That's ball high, and it misses for ball 4. So a single and a walk, and the Cougs have the first two aboard here in the bottom of the fourth. And Jacob Morrow's been aboard in both plate appearances. And that brings up the man who launched his first home run of the year in his first at bat. Griffin Sotomayor, 2-run shot in the second. Again, so far, the Cougar offense off the barrel of his bat. And he comes up now with another run-producing opportunity. Brief meeting at the mound as Kean Hogan and Ryan Hayes making sure they're on the same page. Runners with their leads at first and second. First pitch to Sotomayor, missing outside. And here his teammates cheering him on. Soto, the 1-0. Hit high in the air to right. That one slicing foul, though. It's going to land on the roof of the Miller Indoor Baseball Training Facility. The count even now to Griffin Sotomayor. And Joey Kramer out at second. Jacob Morrow at first. Ian Hogan trying to deal out of an early jam here. 1-1. Slider inside. 2 balls and a strike. Washington State with 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. And it has been the 4 through 7 that has delivered all of those hits so far. Pickoff throw back, and back safely is Kramer. Throw right on the back, but he was already hands on the bag by the time it came to the glove of Tyler Peterson. So you get the sense, even thinking about last night's game with a bunch of runs in the later innings, that this is a big moment in this one. 2-1. Skips in low, 3 balls and a strike. Cole Kramer, who singled in his first at bat, waiting on deck for Washington State. The Cougars would love to put up a crooked number. The 3-1. Check, did he go? Yes, he did, according to the home plate umpire, Gary DeFabio. And now the count full 3-2. Seeing a full count if that may put runners in motion. And Cougs not a ton of stolen bases so far. They hold the pitch. Grounded on 2 hops to second. Peterson to Antonsen. Spinning throw to first in time. Double play. Really nice turn by the Redhawks middle infield. 4-6-3 as Joey Kramer advances to third. But the 4-6-3 putting 2 outs on the board for Seattle U. And now the umpires gathering, and they're going to have, I believe, a replay review to check and see whether or not Griffin Sotomayor was safe at first. It was a close play over there. And Gary DeFabio, the home plate umpire, looks to be the crew chief in this one. Leave Randy Sutton, the man over there with him. The first base umpire, Daryl Mason at second, Josh Marshall at third. This is the second question we've had about a double play in as many half innings. And in the top of the 4th inning, Seattle U ruled to have interfered, causing a double play that ended the inning and took what would have been the go-ahead run off the board. That was Tyler Peterson into second on that play. Naked eye, I thought he got him. But again, that's why we have replay reviews. Sometimes our eyes do not tell the truth. Meanwhile, Kean Hogan on the mound throwing some warm-up pitches, as you're allowed to do in this review setting. Mentioned earlier, not quite as warm as it was last night here for the game between these two, but still comfortable in the low 60s. With, I would not say, a cooling breeze and bright sunshine. High clouds, but still plenty of sun. There were a few replay reviews in Washington State's 12-5 win last night. Only got to see the second half of the game, and it was 3 or 4 reviews in that stretch. This is our second of the game, and again, in as many half innings. And we await the decision here as to whether or not it's a double play or a fielder's choice. And it's obviously a big difference as the runner, Joey Kramer, is over at third regardless. But if Sotomayor's safe, it puts it runners on the corners, 1 out. Instead of the current situation of a runner at third, 2 out. And that was the original call, was that Sotomayor was out at first. So they need clear video evidence, which they're trying to see on the screen there, as to whether or not Sotomayor beat the throw of Trevor Antonsen. A clever turn, spinning throw from second, just to even have the opportunity for the double play. And it looks like we have a decision now. And he is out. And the double play stands in 4-6-3 from Peterson to Antonsen to Dayton. And 2 outs for Washington State here in the bottom of the 4th. That brings in Cole Kramer. Again, a single to right his first time up, with Joey Kramer on at third. So the Cougs an opportunity to grab the lead once more. They had it briefly after Sotomayor's home run in the second. First pitch to Cole Kramer, low. 1-0 the count. Kramer from Arlington, Washington. And in the northern Puget Sound. North of Everett, but close by. 1-0. Hogan's breaking ball finds the outer half to even the count of 1-1. Mentioned Washington State hosting Arizona State here in Pac-12 play this weekend. Seattle U will go home and host Utah Tech, who the Cougars opened against this weekend. The 1-1 chopper, the right side, tricky play. Throw to first, safe. Scoring is Joey Kramer from third. Cole Kramer, an infield single and an RBI, and Washington State leads 3-2. I was curious to see whether or not there would be a request for a review, but looks like Cole Kramer beat it. Nothing from the Seattle U dugout. So again, Joey Kramer in for Cole Kramer, RBI number 15 on the season. The Pullman chop giving Washington State a 3-2 lead. Brings in Nate Swartz, the center fielder. Hogan home with a breaking ball for a strike 0-1. So Seattle U oh so close to leading 3-2 in the top of the 4th. And Washington State on a close play getting that 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the inning. Couple of interesting turns there, the 0-1. Swartz lines it foul. He's down 2 strikes. He lined out to right his first time up. Righty's been part of this program for a while. Pickoff throw over to first. Back safely is Cole Kramer, who stole a base his first time on. Cole now 2 for 2 with 2 hits, and of course the RBI hit just moments ago. See if he goes here 0-2. Hogan certainly weary of it. He holds the pitch. Breaking ball just misses. 1-2. If Swartz reaches, the second baseman, Crew Park on deck. The 1-2. That is lined again high in the air this time and foul. Down the right field way. Folks in the beer garden giving chase. Don't think they're... Oh, no, they get it. They got it. Souvenir over there. Kramer extending the lead from first a little bit now. He goes, the pitch. Chopper, left side, on a hop, fielded by Gellos. Throw to first in time, and the inning's over. So the 5-3 ground out ends the bottom of the fourth. Washington State, though, getting a run on an infield single by Cole Kramer. They lead Seattle U 3-2 as we go to the fifth here on Pac-12+. Gorgeous day here on the Palouse. Pac-12 baseball here on Pac-12+. Washington State leading Seattle U 3-2 and Duke Brotherton beginning a second inning of work. Doug Taylor filling in for Trevor Williams on this Wednesday. Glad to be along for some baseball here on the Palouse on a beautiful afternoon. First pitch from Brotherton. Fouled straight back. A little more to the left by the designated hitter Jackson Lind. Lind to be followed by left fielder Sam Kane and third baseman Derek Gellos. Heart of the order here for Donnie Harrell's Redhawks. The 0-1. Lind takes it. It misses. Count even at a ball and a strike. Lind doubled off the wall in the fly and right in the first and flew out to deep right center in the second. So two long at-bats or long balls hit. The 1-1 fouled back. 1-2. I think that deflected off Jacob Morrow, the catcher, and home plate umpire Gary DeFabio trying to give him a little time. Morrow, I think, all right, though. Lind, the catcher by trade, but DHing today. 1-2. Outside, Lind lays off at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So far for Washington State, 3 runs, 5 hits, an error, 2 left on. Seattle U, 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 5 left. The 2-2 swing and a miss or foul tip into the glove of Jacob Morrow for strike 3. First time Lind has been retired, or excuse me, first time he's been struck out today, and it is the first strikeout for Duke Brotherton. One down here in the top of the 5th for the Redhawks out of the Western Athletic Conference. That brings him Sam Kane, who's had a great afternoon so far, a single and a double. First pitch to him hit high in the air, foul, first base side. And talking about earlier how lefties may have an advantage on this sort of breezy afternoon, but the righty Kane has had no trouble. The 0-1 fouled straight back. Brotherton had no balls and 2 strikes. Brotherton trying to get some outs. That would make him the pitcher of record if he does, and the lead holds. The 0-2. Kane, grounder through the left side. Another hit for Sam Kane, his 3rd of the afternoon. He came in hitting .303, so certainly Sam a hitter, but he's putting on an exhibition today. Grounding that one through the left side. And the Nevadan, a big game for Seattle U. He takes his lead at first. And Derek Gellos, the third baseman, in. First pitch to him, low and outside. Gellos has been aboard in both plate appearances. Walked in the first, singled to left in the third. So this is a tougher part of the order for Brotherton to navigate. Kane bluffs going. Pitch in for a strike. Morrow popped quickly out of his crouch. Kane hustled back to first. Gellos, 299, 2 homers, 10 RBI coming into the game. That average a little higher now. 309 as it stands, the 1-1. Gellos fouls it away over the third base side. So this one has certainly taken a different tenor than the one played last night here. Washington State led 3-0 to the bottom of the sixth, then the teams traded 4-run innings 3 times, the 1-2. Gellos in the air to center, coming in on the run Swartz, and he makes the catch of the liner. For the second out of the fifth, Kane retreating to first. So Gellos retired for the first time today, and first baseman Cameron Dayton in. Dayton an RBI single in the first, grounded into a double play in the third. That double play brought the second run home for Seattle, so both the runs for the Redhawks have come in off of Dayton's bat. First pitch from Brotherton to him, in for a strike. 0-1. Dayton, though, no RBI on the double play, though. Those are the rules. So currently still at 4 on the season. 0-1 slider there on the outer half. Brotherton up, no balls and 2 strikes. Infield shifting as much as one can without having 3 on the right side. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Brotherton with a couple of strikeouts in the inning, and the fastball blown by Dayton brings the top of the fifth to a close. We're halfway through. Washington State leading 3-2 here on Pac-12+. Fans out enjoying a Wednesday afternoon of baseball here on the Palouse. Washington State leading Seattle U 3-2. So we move to the bottom of the fifth inning. Second baseman Crew Park, the 9-man in Nathan Choate's order, will lead things off. Right fielder Max Hartman and shortstop Kyle Russell to follow. Kean Hogan starts a third inning of work. First pitch to Park comes in inside, and Park, who is squared to bunt, pulls back 1-0. Park flew out to center in the bottom of the second. 0 for 1 so far. 1-0 a fastball there to even the count of a ball and a strike. Park came into the game with a .259 average, no homers, but 11 driven in, so productive from that 9 spot in the order. A couple of doubles on the year. The 1-1 off speed, just missing. 2 balls and a strike. Two-one from Hogan outside, 3 balls and a strike. Park from Mesa, Arizona. Community college, then transferring from Abilene Christian, also in the WAC, to Washington State this year. 3-1. Grounder up the middle, diving attempt by Antonsen. He can't get it. It's through for a base hit. Just a single bounding through the left side of the infield for Crew Park. Line drive in the scorebook. And he's aboard to lead off the bottom of the fifth. There has been some action in the Seattle University bullpen, but nothing looks like it is imminent at the moment, pitching change-wise. It's lefty on lefty. Max Hartman steps in. Hartman squares, bunts. Hogan quickly off the mound, bobbles it, throws. Close, but he got him. Park moves up to second. That'll be a sacrifice bunt for Max Hartman. The out-recorded 1-3. Shouldn't assume it a sacrifice bunt. That's the judgment call of the scorer as to whether or not it is. If he intended to or not. Hartman has done that a couple times this year, though, and that likely number 3. Brings in Kyle Russell. First pitch to the shortstop. Off speed and in there for strike 1. Russell is 0 for 2. He is grounded out twice to the left side of the infield. Grounding out to short in the first, and then had a hit taken away by Derek Gellos at third. Pitch to him this time, hit on a line. Off the glove of Antonsen towards center. Everybody safe. Park unable to move up, though, as that ball in front of him. He had to hurry back to second to avoid the double play possibility. So he remains at second, but Russell at first on what very likely is a single. That is the case. A line drive off the glove of Trevor Antonsen. And an infield hit for Kyle Russell. Brings him Cason Taggart with 2 aboard. First pitch to him, grounded off the glove of Hogan. He has no idea where it is. And his throw in the dirt and bouncing away. That'll allow Park to score. Coming behind him is Russell. He's safe, reaching in. A costly error by the Redhawks. 2 home, and Washington State leads it 5-2. So Park is home, and so too Russell. And Taggart ends up at second. Can't assume the double play, so I believe there's going to be an RBI. It's time called. We'll see on that, though. We are going to have a pitching change, though, as Kean Hogan's afternoon is done. And the Redhawks will go to the bullpen. Washington State with 2 in here in the bottom of the 5th. They lead Seattle U 5-2 here on Pac-12+. The Hawaiian Luke Allwood coming on in relief here in the bottom of the fifth inning. 2 in for Washington State. Leads this one by a score of 5-2. And the big 6'4" righty getting in his warm-up tosses. You see the stats there. This is his 6th appearance of the year. His first in relief. He started 5 games previous to this. And he's looking to settle things down for his crew. Officially, by the way, for Kaysen Taggart, who's out at second base. That was an infield single, and then he advances to second on the throw. As Joey Kramer takes a pitch inside, 1-0. So both the runs scoring are ruled unearned. So no RBIs for Kaysen Taggart on the plate. 1-0. Well, there are 2 balls and no strikes. That actually wouldn't be officially how that is. But I believe the ruling was that Crew Park had stopped at third, and then the throwing error allowed the runs to score. The 2-0. Another fastball, 91 miles an hour, but it misses. 3-0 to Kramer, who has flown out to right, singled to left center, scored in the 4th inning. It gave the Cougars a 3-2 lead, the 3-0. And fastball there for a strike. Allwood from Kihei, Hawaii, and on the island of Maui. Joey Kramer, meanwhile, from Rohnert Park, California, the 3-1. Ripped down the third base line, but just foul. By a foot or two. Would have likely been extra bases. Instead, the count full now. Kramer, Washington State looking to add further to its lead. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Allwood coming back after being down 3-0 to get the strikeout of Joey Kramer. Not the second out here in the bottom of the 5th. Up steps Jacob Morrow. Morrow's reached twice. A double in the second, a walk in the 4th. First pitch to him. Caught him on the left shoulder, and then I think it caught the home plate umpire, Gary DeFabio. It's time called as Morrow is going to head to first, and I believe the Cougars athletic trainer going to come out and check on Gary DeFabio as he took the deflection there. Now runners at first and second for Washington State. DeFabio looks to be okay. Good to see. That one looked or sounded like it stung at bare minimum. Athletic trainer Jace Puckett was out to check on him there briefly. That brings in Griffin Sotomayor. 2-run homer in the second. Grounded into a double play in the 4th. Close play that was reviewed. First pitch from Allwood to Sotomayor. Misses low, 1-0. And Sotomayor making just his 6th appearance of the season in a game. (1-0) to him. Low again. 2 balls and no strikes. Sotomayor lining one over the fence in right. And the wind blowing out that way, but he got a good piece of it. Jackson Reed could only watch as it went over the fence. 2-0, skips low, and then into the air. That's going to allow the runners to move up. Taggart to third, Morrow to second. Believe that'll be a wild pitch. So now some major trouble here for Allwood and the Redhawks. It's even a single could likely bring in 2 more. The 3-0. It's low, ball 4. So Sotomayor aboard for the second time. First time, though, he'll stop at a base. And Cole Kramer comes up with the bases loaded, the 8th man of the plate for Washington State here in the 5th. Kramer with 2 singles, an RBI infield hit his last time up, and how time called is looks like the pitching coach for Seattle U, Carter Capps, heading to the mound to have a word with Mark Allwood in the Red Hawk infield. If that name sounds familiar, Carter Capps, a former Major League reliever, including some time with the Seattle Mariners. That's what likely brought him to the Northwest. Capps, a distinctive kind of whipping delivery, and in fact, at one time generated so much power coming off of the rubber that his foot would actually leave it before he released the ball. So Capps had to make an adjustment there, because you do have to have your foot on the rubber in order to deliver a pitch. Had a fine Major League career. Now the meeting on the mound over. Allwood looking to hone in the controls here with the bases loaded for the Cougars. Nowhere to put Cole Kramer, who's gotten himself aboard twice already. Already 2 in for Washington State as well. First pitch to Cole. Low and outside, and Ryan Hayes able to keep it in front. Mark Allwood, though, has had his struggles with the zone. He's thrown 11 pitches, only 3 of them for strikes. The 1-0. That one there. Count even at 1-1. Allwood trying to pull a bit of a Houdini act here, but that's what relievers do, the 1-1. Fastball just missing. 2-1 to Cole Kramer. A guy who's done some damage today. Looking to do more here. 2-1. Low, 3 balls and a strike. Now Allwood a ball away from bringing home another run for Washington State, the 3-1. Hit on the ground, left side, Antonsen off his glove. He keeps it near. Scoring is Kaysen Taggart. Throw home, though, in plenty of time. And tagged out at the plate is Jacob Morrow to end the inning. Another run in, though, on the play. And so 3 in for Washington State in the inning. We go to the 6th with the score Washington State 6, Seattle U 2 here on Pac-12 Plus. Again, a beautiful day for baseball here on the Palouse. Folks making it out on a Wednesday afternoon, and Washington State leading 6-2. As the top of the 6th begins with Trevor Antonsen, the shortstop, leading off for the Seattle U Redhawks. First pitch from Duke Brotherton fouled away. Brotherton continuing on. He came in after Kevin Haynes took the first 3 on. Brotherton is the pitcher of record for Washington State in this ballgame now. Antonsen, a breaking ball, and he takes it for strike 2. Antonsen 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in the first. That loaded the bases in that inning for the Red Hawks, who got their first run in the first, the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Off speed, Antonsen unable to put that in play, and he is retired. One down here in the sixth. Antonsen hit his first home run of the season yesterday. Now for two so far in the afternoon. Not the third strikeout as well for Duke Brotherton. Here's Jackson Reed, the right fielder. First pitch, a big cut. And a miss from Reed, 0-1. Reed looked like he might have had extra bases his last time up. Hit a hard grounder down the first base line. But Joey Kramer making a diving stop and flipping it in time to Brotherton for the out. That was the first batter that Brotherton faced. The 1-1. Hit sharply up the middle on a line and through a base hit. It skips out to Swartz in center. Jackson Reed, bit of a cheering section. And he's got a one-out single here in the sixth. First time Reed has been aboard here on this Wednesday. Ryan Hayes, the catcher up. He's been aboard both times, though he was 0 for 1. And looks like action starting again in the Cougar bullpen as Brotherton nearing 3 innings of work, 2+ at the moment, or 2 1/3. First pitch to Hayes, off speed and in there, strike 0-1. Hayes reached on a throwing error in the second, a grounder to third. Then Cole Kramer ended up with a throw low and in the dirt-colored turf at first. Joey Kramer unable to pick it. The 0-1. Up the middle to second from Russell to Park to Kramer. Easy as you like, 6-4-3. And the double play closes out the sixth. And a garden variety twin killing. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left. Bottom six, we're headed to 6-2 Washington State here on Pac-12 Plus. Mark Alwyn continuing on in relief for the Seattle University Red Hawks. Washington State leading 6-2, and his fellow 37, Nate Swartz, leading things off. On the Cougar side, first pitch, swing and a miss. Maybe foul tipped. Either way, a strike assigned to Swartz. Nate so far 0 for 2 in this ball game. Line out to right in the second, grounded out to third in the fourth. So looking to get on for the first time. Oh, and a fastball at 92. Missing the zone. The count even had a ball and a strike. 3 runs for the Cougars in the bottom of the fifth, giving them some separation. What has been a tight ball game otherwise. 1-1 skips in low. 2 balls and a strike. Swartz to be followed by second baseman Crew Park and right fielder Max Hartman. At least not the schedule anyway. Those things can change as we go later into a ball game. 2-1. Swartz fouls it off. It's the count even at 2-2. Washington State a 12-5 winner last night. Trying to make it 2 for 2 against the Red Hawks to start. And these teams will meet April 30th at Bannerwood Park in Bellevue, Washington, which is the home of the Red Hawks. The 2-2. Chopped up the middle. Straight through. And into center, a base hit for Nate Swartz. That one sounded like it might have even caught a piece of the plate or something through. Just shot its way forward, straight over the bag and into center field. First hit for Swartz on the day. 10th hit for Washington State in the contest. And second baseman Crew Park in. Single starting off the bottom of the fifth for Park. Also flew out to center as he takes a pitch outside. 6 runs, 10 hits, an error for Washington State. 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for Seattle U. Throw over to first. Back safely is Swartz, who's stolen 3, has not been caught this year. Swartz now extending the lead a little further, trying to get in Allwood's head a bit. The 1-0. That one there for a strike, 1-1. Mentioned that 12-5 win for Washington State last night. Again, things got a little wild right around this time of the game. Wazoo had 4 in the bottom of the 6th last night. The 1-1 low. Hayes keeping it near, 2-1. Then Seattle U responded with 4 of their own in the top of the 7th last night, only for Washington State to put 4 more on the board in the bottom of the 7th. It was a quick-moving game, ended up 3 hours and 21 minutes. The 1-1 low, and now Park out in front, 2 balls and a strike. Top of the order coming back around. Max Hartman waiting on deck. Bottom of the order trying to set the table for the 1, 2, and 3. The 3-1 as Swartz goes. In there for a strike, no throw. That'll be stolen base for Nate Swartz. Certainly wasn't indifference. He's turned back to home plate umpire Gary DeFabio instead of the throw to second. But Swartz now in scoring position. Full count pitch is low, ball 4. So Park will take his base aboard for the second straight plate appearance. First and second for the Cougars with nobody out here in the 6th. They had first and second, nobody out in the 4th. Got a run there. It looks like Mark Allwood's day, though, is done as the call to the bullpen is made. We'll let you know who's coming on the mound here shortly. Washington State leading 6-2, 2 on, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 6th as Allwood departs here on ESPN+. Left-hander Peter Kranowski taking over for the righty Luke Allwood, who steps out after 2/3 of an inning in total. The 2 runners on his responsibility, and Kranowski trying to put out the fire here in the bottom of the 6th with Washington State leading 6-2. 6th appearance for Kranowski, another game or first-time reliever. His first pitch to Hartman is low. Apparently he was square to bunt for a strike, but the runners move up as it gets away from Ryan Hayes. So we'll see how that is scored. This didn't come in with a ton of velocity. But now 2 in scoring position with nobody out for Washington State here in the 6th, and the Seattle U infield moving into the edge of the infield turf. You'll want to swing and a miss, strike 2. Sweeping breaking ball coming in at 75 miles an hour, and Hartman lefty on lefty down 2 strikes. Max so far is 0 for 2. The 0-2 to him, chop foul first base side. As Hartman retired on a bunt attempt in the first, then lined out to the second baseman Tyler Peterson. A sacked bunt his last time up. Not charged to him. The 0-2 again. Runner coming home as it gets away from Hayes. And Nate Swartz comes in to score. Moving up to third is Park. A wild pitch, putting another run on the board. It's now 7-2 Washington State here in the 6th. Count 1-2 now to Hartman. Infield still in. 1-2, line out and a right, and that's a base hit. Max Hartman has his first hit of the day, and RBI hit at that. As Crew Park home, and it's 8-2 Cougars now. So the first 3 have reached, 2 have already scored, and Hartman now getting in on the fun. For Max Hartman, RBI number 23 on the season. And Kyle Russell, the shortstop, 1 for 3 so far. Stepping in. Kranowski, swing and a miss. Count no balls and a strike. Russell 2 groundouts and a single that went off the glove. Trevor Antonsen made a diving catch attempt and it just fell out of his glove. Pickoff throw over to first. Back safely is Hartman, who has 9 stolen bases. He's been caught twice. But certainly somebody that the Redhawks will keep an eye on. The 0-1 foul at the plate, strike 2. This was a 2-2 tie through 3 innings. Washington State with a run in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, and so far 2 here in the 6th. And now they lead by 6. Home plate umpire Gary DeFabio having conversation with Kyle Russell. I think Russell may be trying to shake off that little jam shot there. Now ready to go. So too is Kranowski at the plate or on the mound, the 0-2. It's low, a ball and 2 strikes. So a lot of off-speed stuff from Kranowski. Lefty grad student out of Littleton, Colorado, the suburban Denver area. The 1-2. Inside. Came near the hands of Russell, who's crowding the plate a bit, and the count even at 2-2. That's how you take hit by pitches and get on base, though, especially at the top of the order. Russell has been hit 3 times by a pitch this year. Nate Swartz, by the way, in case you're curious, leading the team in that category with 8. Two and two, the count to Russell. Kranowski home on the inside corner. Froze Russell. Looked like a change or a two-seam that found its way over the inside corner. A great pitch from Kranowski, and Russell down on strikes. That's the first out of the bottom of the 6th. And the first strikeout for Peter Kranowski. That brings in Kaysen Taggart. An infield single on which 2 scored in the 5th. Gronowski in with, again, looked like that 2-seam, well placed for a strike. Taggart grounding one to the right side of the mound from our perspective. Kean Hogan, the lefty on at the time, couldn't field it cleanly and then spiked the throw in the dirt, the 0-1. There for strike 2, throw down to second, a delayed steal. Seattle U all over it, though. And out at second is Max Hartman. Hartman is caught for just the 3rd time this year as Ryan Hayes just put the throw on the bag and hoped that one of his infield mates would get it. They did, and the tag applied. 2 down. Now from the wind, Gronowski missing inside with a breaking ball. So Taggart is 1 for 3 on the day, and again, 2 scored on the infield single he had in the 5th, but he did not get an RBI for either, I believe. 1-2, hit in the air. Shallow left field. In on the run is Kane. It's lost in the sun and it falls. Throw over to second, and Kaysen Taggart's got a double. Not sure if Kane makes it over there to make the catch anyway, but it seemed like he pulled off it late.
First baseman number 6, Joey.
And Taggart will take the double. That is second of the year and his second hit in as many at-bats. So the inning continues, and a runner in scoring position for Washington State. Joey Kramer, the first baseman, 1 for 3 today. Back in. First pitch, a swing and a miss by Joey. Single to left center in the 4th. Came around to score on Cole Kramer's infield single. No one skipping in low. Hayes keeping it near. That was an odd play out there in left field. Looked as though Kane had a beat on it initially, then maybe realized he wasn't going to get there and slowed to play the bounce. It's a brief moment at home plate, and now back in line. The 1-1. Chopped up the middle. That's going to skip through a base hit. Rounding third is Taggart. There'll be no throw home. 9-2 Washington State on the RBI single by Joey Kramer. His second hit of the day. And now 13 hits on the board for Nathan Choate's offense.
Catcher number 12.
And another chop into the turf. Nothing either Trevor Antonsen or Tyler Peterson could do about it. And that's 3 runs in for the second straight inning now for Washington State. Brings up Jacob Morrow. Morrow's been aboard all 3 times. First pitch from Gronowski, in case you couldn't hear Gary DeFabio there, missing outside, 1-0. Morrow doubled and scored in the second, walked in the 4th, was hit by a pitch his last time up. Next pitch missing low, 2-0. Morrow was retired at the plate for the 3rd out of the bottom of the 5th, trying to score on a hit just out of the infield. The 2-0. Popped in the air, right field side, foul territory, slicing into the bullpen and caught by somebody throwing down there. Or maybe starting to get loose. So Joey Kramer back to first and Jacob Morrow back to home plate. So a productive day for Morrow so far. Looking to add to it. The 2-1. Inside with a fastball. 3-1 now to Morrow. Designated hitter Griffin Sotomayor scheduled to hit. The 3-1. Chop to third. Gellos has it. Throw to first in time. Inning over. So the 5-3 ground out closes out the sixth, but not before Washington State puts 3 more on the board. We go to the seventh with the Cougars leading Seattle U 9-2 here on Pac-12 Plus. The lefty Spencer Jones into the ball game for Washington State, the native of Salt Lake City, Utah. At 6'4", coming on here in the seventh after Duke Brotherton threw 3 very fine innings of work. You see Jones' stats there. 1-2 his record in 24 innings of work, and about a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Duke Brotherton, by the way, in his 3 innings, no runs, no hits, just 1 hit batter, struck out 3. And he is in line for the win at the moment. So 3 innings to go in this one, though, and as last night's game can testify, still a very long way to go and plenty of opportunity for Seattle U to get back in this ball game. Jones looking to prevent that, though, and Seattle U trying to start the rally with a pinch hitter coming into the ball game. Kellen Carr batting here to lead off the top of the seventh. Carr, infielder from Seattle, played at Seattle Prep, now playing collegiately at Seattle U, not straying far from the Emerald City. And Carr will come in here to lead off the seventh. First pitch to the righty. Foul back. Carr so far in now 13 games, a .250 average, 5 for 20. Carr does have a homer and a couple RBI. The 0-1 misses, and the count even to him at a ball and a strike. Let's see if Carr ends up slotting in at second. At bare minimum, a pinch hitter here to lead off the seventh. The 1-1. Jones finding it with an off-speed pitch. It being the zone, and the count 1-2. Jones winds and fires. Low and outside. Carr lays off it. Count even at 2-2. Cole Kleckner is on deck for the Red Hawks. The 2-2, and it hits Carr. Caught him inside on the elbow guard. Even though it's there, it looked like it stung a little bit. And Kellen Carr is hit for the second time this year, and he's a leadoff base runner for Seattle U here in the seventh. That's now the third batter hit by Washington State pitching today. And the top of the order coming around for the Red Hawks. Again, trying to rally. And Kellen Carr, meanwhile, still trying to shake off that stinger. And he took off the left elbow. Kleckner 0 for 3 so far. So he flew out to center, lined out to center, and then hit the grounder that was an interesting play. And I don't know if it was a turning point, but certainly one where you could make an argument for it as he takes a pitch missing 1-0. And Kleckner hit a grounder It ended up a 6-4-3 double play on interference. The 1-0 missing outside. Kleckner out in front 2-0. So there was no throw to first. But that is how the double play is recorded with interference. His time called now. Nathan Choate, the head coach of the Cougars, and taking over for Brian Green in the offseason. Choate will have a word here with Spencer Jones. That might be giving his bullpen some time as well to get loose as a righty is starting to throw down there. That is Caden Wickersham, who was throwing earlier. And Duke Brotherton came in instead and again threw 3 very good innings. It's the meeting on the mound over. Of course, teams are limited to a certain number of mound visits, and that one qualifying. The last thing Nathan Choate wants to see is Seattle U reaching base in any way other than hits as the 2-0. It's hit up the middle and through, a base hit for Cole Kleckner. Kleckner was 2 for 5 last night. That's his first hit in this one. First and second for Seattle U with nobody out here in the 7th. That is the 9th hit of the afternoon for the Redhawks. Just pounded up the middle. So Carr at second, Kleckner at first. And Jackson Lynn, the designated hitter, back around. Doubled his first time up. Lefty on lefty against Jones. Fastball for a strike. The double was off the wall on the fly in right field in the top of the first. Since then, another deep fly out to right. And Duke Brotherton struck him out his last time up in the 5th. The 0-1, low and outside. As the Redhawks come into the meat of their order, and Sam Kane, who's 3 for 3 on the afternoon, waiting on deck. If you were the Redhawks before the inning, this is exactly how you draw a rally up. The 1-1. Hit down the right field line. Giving chase Hartman, and it'll land foul just at the edge of the fence in foul territory. The fence heading toward the outfield wall. Lynn now 1 ball and 2 strikes. And breeze had died down just a little bit out to right field, but it looks like it's picked up again. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got Lynn to chase. A pitch low. And Lynn is down on strikes. First strikeout for Spencer Jones. Still first and second, 1 out now for Seattle U here in the top of the 7th. That brings in the aforementioned Sam Kane. 2 singles and a double. 3 for 3 so far. First pitch to Kane, a swing and a miss. That looked like a changeup or two-seam again. Just 83 miles an hour. You could hear the grunt, though, maybe in the field mic of Spencer Jones. Trying to throw off the rhythm and timing of the Redhawks in the box. The 0-1. Low and outside. Kane lays off at this time. Did he go? No, says the first base umpire, Randy Sutton. And again, that seemed clear from here, but the Cougs asked for the appeal. 1-1 to Kane. With Kellen Carr at second, Cole Kleckner at first. 1-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. Fastball, and Kane was late on it. Again, this the heart of the Seattle U order, trying to get back in this ballgame. 1 swing would do it, really. The 1-2. Low and outside, Kane watching it the whole way. Leaning out, having a look just in case. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carr and Kleckner, looks like good speed at both bases, so anything down the line in a gap, likely to score 2. The 2-2, that's out of the left. Sam Kane's 4th hit of the day. Rounding third is Carr, he's coming home, he will score. As Sam Kane's first RBI of the afternoon makes it a 9-3 game here in the 7th. But a 4 for 4 day for Sam Kane. Kleckner moves up to second. And this was right around the time that Seattle U made a big push last night. And it looks like they're trying to do so again. It's time called briefly. I think get things going in the Seattle U bullpen. Shifting bullpen catchers. As Ryan Hayes may have been out there catching bullpens. Or maybe somebody else who's been called upon to hit. We'll see. That'll give Derek Ellos and I believe Donnie Harrell, the third base coach and, of course, head coach of the squad, having a word. And now the lefty will step in. Gellos 0 for 2 with a walk. That walk was in the first. I beg your pardon, 1 for 2. Singled in the third. Always dangerous trying to read your own handwriting. He lined out to center his last time up. First pitch to Gellos. On the ground to second. 2 second for 1. Throw to first. In time, double play. So Jones gets the double play he was looking for. 4-6-3. Park, Russell. So Joey Kramer. And just like that, the inning is over. We'll stretch here in Pullman after Seattle U puts a run on the board. 9-3 Cougars as we go to the bottom of the 7th here on Pac-12+. Ryan Morrison, 6'8" junior from Melbourne, Australia. Trying to just be Ryan and get some outs as we move to the bottom of the 7th inning with Washington State leading Seattle U 9-3. This is Morrison's third appearance of the season. Just 2 innings of work. He's given up 4 runs and 4 hits. The runs all earned. A walk and a couple of strikeouts. 6'8", 190 is the listing. So a tall Aussie on the hill for Donnie Harrell's Seattle Redhawks. Morrison, the 5th pitcher of the afternoon for Seattle U. And Washington State will send a pinch hitter to the plate, Griffin Myers. Lefty from Pleasanton, California. So Griffin taking Griffin's place, although with an I instead of an E in the second vowel spot. As Myers takes a fastball from Morrison at 94, missing low and outside, 1-0. This is only Myers' second at-bat of the season. So 2 players who have not seen a lot of action this year facing one another here. 1-0, fastball outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Morrison, as you'd expect, a longer 6'8" pitcher with some velocity. In the low to mid-90s with that fastball, but looking to sync everything up. 2-0. Myers pops it foul, out of play, third base side. So again, it is Griffin Myers in for Griffin Sotomayor, pinch hitting here in the bottom of the 7th. Sotomayor's day done. 1 for 2, that one, a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 2nd. Good day for Sotomayor. 2-1. Fastball in the inner half for strike 2. Morrison has his sign. 2-2. Foul tipped into the glove of Ryan Hayes. A strikeout. One down here in the 7th.
Third baseman number 32.
So Griffin Myers is down on strikes to open up the bottom of the 7th, and Ryan Morrison puts a strikeout on the board. That brings in Cole Kramer. Apparently a classic rock aficionado. First pitch. Cole outside, 1 ball and no strikes. His walk-up music, The Who's Baba O'Reilly. Kramer's had himself a heck of an afternoon. 3 hits, all singles. 2 of them on the infield, 1 out to right. He has a stolen base, 2 RBI. 1-0 for Morrison inside, 2-0 now to Cole Kramer. In fact, Joey Kramer 2 for 4. The Kramers for Washington State a combined 5 for 7 this afternoon. The 2-0 for Morrison. Little wide. I believe Harry Doyle would have called that just a bit outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Can happen, though. Hold on to a fastball just a little too long, and especially with Morrison's length. Just trying to get everything honed in. 3-0. And fastball on the money, 3-1. It's the corner Kramers. Again, having a great afternoon. Cole looking to get on for the 4th time. 3-1. That's low, ball 4. So he will via the walk. And on-base percentage shooting up for Cole Kramer. It was .464 coming into the game.
Center fielder number 37, Nate Swartz.
So Cole Kramer will take his place at first. And Nate Swartz, the center fielder, will step in. A single to lead off the bottom of the 6th. One of the 3 Cougars to score in the inning. And if you just joined us recently, this was a close ball game. First 3 innings, a 2-2 tie. As Morrison misses high to Swartz outside as well. And Washington State with 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th. Seattle U getting a run back in the top of the 7th inning. And the Cougars leading by 6. 1-0 to Swartz. Hit on 2 hops to third. He gets through Gelos and down the left field line. Going for third is Cole Kramer. He's in there. And Swartz will move up to second. Nate Swartz with his 2nd hit in as many at-bats. And 2 in scoring position for WSU here in the 7th. With 1 out. And we'll see what Swartz is credited with there. Because it seemed like he was slowing at first, yet at the same time he's at second. And the infield in now for the Redhawks. Crew Park up. First pitch to Park, hit in the air, well to left. Going back, Kane. And on the warning track, he makes the catch for the out. Throw home will not get there at all, let alone in time. As the deep flyout ends up a sacrifice fly with Cole Kramer scoring, and the Cougars get the run back. It's now Washington State 10, Seattle U 3 here in the 7th. By the way, Nate Swartz was credited with a double on that play. That is his 6th of the season. He remains at second now with 1 out. And give Crew Park an RBI. That one was deep to left. Almost rocked that out of here. Here's Max Hartman, top of the order back around. First pitch from Morrison low. So a walk, a double, and a sac fly. And Washington State again on the board for the fourth straight inning. Is Morrison's fastball just missing that time. 2 balls and no strikes to Max Hartman, and an RBI single in the 3-run sixth. (2-0). That one there on the outer half for a strike, 2-1. 10 runs now and 14 hits for Washington State. An error for Seattle U. 3 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. The Red Hawks have had their opportunities today, despite what the score says. The 2-1. Line out into the first baseman's glove on a hop. And making the play and the out is Cameron Dayton. And with that out being the third out of the inning, everybody was a little unsure there for a moment. The 3 unassisted putout brings the bottom of the 7th to an end. Washington State, though, with a run on the board. They lead 10-3 as we go to the 8th here on Pac-12+. The big righty Connor Wilford in for Washington State as we go to the top of the 8th inning. The Cougars leading the Seattle University Red Hawks 10-3. It's Wilford from San Clemente, California, thrown 28 2/3 innings. This is his 6th appearance. He started 4 games, so you wonder if this is maybe a throw day or perhaps the weekend rotation getting a little shuffled. Don't have any idea either way, but it is Wilford, who has made 1 relief appearance this year, taking on the 8th inning. Seattle U down to its final 6 outs, trailing by 7, but there's no clock in baseball. Got to get the outs as Cameron Dayton takes an off-speed delivery in for a strike. Dayton, the first baseman, drove in the first run of this game in the top of the first with an RBI single to center field. Oh, and a breaking ball. Also finding the zone, and Dayton quickly down 2 strikes. As Wilford winds and fires. That's low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Wilford's 6th appearance. Again, 4 starts. 21 strikeouts to 9 walks. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And a 2-seam cutter moving away from the lefty Dayton. He unable to get there, and he's down on strikes. 1 down here in the 8th. Brings in the shortstop, Trevor Antonsen. Antonsen is 0 for 2. Has been hit by a pitch, so he's reached once. He takes a breaking ball, missing. 1-0. And Antonsen with his first home run of the season last night for the Red Hawks. 1-0, hit high in the air to left center. Coming over, Nate Swartz, the center fielder. And parked underneath it, he makes the catch for a quick second out. That'll bring in right fielder Jackson Reed. Reed 1 for 2, or 1 for 3. Was robbed of a hit by a great play earlier in the game by Joey Kramer, the first baseman. As Reed takes it low, 1-0. Wolford with a big breaking ball sweeping in and finding the outside edge to even the count at a ball and a strike. 1-1. Reed rips it into right center, a base hit. It's even with the second baseman Crew Park playing out into right center just a little bit. Reed turns on it and a 2-out hit for the Red Hawks.
Catcher number 12, Ryan Hayes.
Second hit of the game for Jackson Reed. That'll bring in Ryan Hayes. He's reached once. He's 0 for 2 on the afternoon, or reached twice, actually. Once was on an error. First pitch from Wilford outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Reed has 2 stolen bases on the year. 1-0. Hayes on the ground through the left side, a base hit. And a little bit extra from the Seattle University dugout. That is because it is Ryan Hayes' first hit of the season. He was 0 for 20 coming into that at-bat. Make it 1 for 21. He moves up Reed to second on the single through the left side. And something brewing here for the Red Hawks with 2 outs here in the 8th. Brings up Kellen Carr, who stayed in the game to play second base after getting hit by a pitch in the 7th. First pitch to Carr, breaking ball low. 1 ball and no strikes. So again, the bottom of the order. Some production here for the Red Hawks, the 1-0. Popped high in the air, third base side. Having a look was Morrow, but well out of play into the bleachers down the third base line. So the count even now to Carr. As I mentioned a couple of times today, even though the final was 12-5 last night, Red Hawks put together a major rally late in the ball game. Trying to do it again, the 1-1. That looked like the 2-seam, and Carr takes it for strike 2. It's Reed at second, Hayes at first. The 1-2. Breaking ball in there, a called strike 3. The sweeping hook splits the plate. Down looking is Carr, and the Red Hawk rally in the 8th is extinguished. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 10-3 Washington State over Seattle U here on Pac-12 Plus. lefty Ethan Brown into the ball game. 6'2" grad student from Phoenix. Now the 6th Seattle Redhawk pitcher to take the mound on this Wednesday. Brown so far in the year in 5 appearances, an ERA of 8.10. Just 3 1/3 innings of work. He's given up 3 runs on 3 hits, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts. Interesting delivery. Saw the kind of hitches in it, trying to throw off hitters' timing. Kyle Russell will be the first Cougar to take him on here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Russell so far 1 for 4 today. That's the first pitch to him, lined out to right. Coming in on the run is the right fielder, Jackson Reed. Makes a nice running catch for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 8th. That brings in Kaysen Taggart. Taggart a 2 for 4 day after last night going 2 for 3 with 4 RBI via home runs. Couple of bombs. First pitch from Brown in there for a strike on 1. In Washington State pulling away in the middle innings of this game after it was tight early on. There you saw everything kind of in motion there for Ethan Brown as he misses that time to even the count of the ball and a strike. It's a lot for a hitter to look at, though. Certainly a little more difficult to find that release point. The 1-1. Fastball at 89 outside, 2-1. Just 1 home run in this game on a somewhat breezy afternoon here at Bailey Brayton Field. That was D.H. Griffin Sotomayor in the second. 2-1, a fastball down the middle to even the count. Brown looks over the edge of his glove, ready now. 2-2 outside. Was off speed as well. Washington State getting ready to send in another pinch hitter, Brandon Ponce. Waiting on deck. Full count pitch. In the air, shallow left center. Actually carrying out a little further now. Cole Kleckner, the center fielder, with the easy catch for out number 2. That one kind of kept going, again showing off Kaysen Taggart's fine power. Didn't look like he got it a ton off the bat, but it carried out there well. 2 up and 2 down for Washington State here in the bottom of the 8th. That brings in the aforementioned Brandon Ponce. This will be his 9th at-bat of the season, 7th game. Looking for his first hit of the season. So it is Ponce stepping in here for Joey Kramer in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch to the righty, in there for a strike on 1. Ponce out of Federal Way, Washington. Just north of Tacoma, kind of in between Seattle and Tacoma, though more to the Tacoma side. 0-1 popped straight in the air, foul back out of play. Ponce down 2 strikes, getting his hacks in. Brown well out in front, though, here, trying to make it a 1-2-3 bottom of the 8th. 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and he does just that. That's with the breaking ball. Ponce down on strikes, and Ethan Brown retires the Cougars in order in the 8th. Last chance for the Redhawks coming up. They trail Wazoo 10-3 here on make it Pac-12 Plus. Nathan Cho taking no chances as we go to the ninth inning with Washington State leading Seattle University 10-3. He brings in Chase Grillo, making his 8th appearance of the season as one of the Cougars' 2 saves. One of their top relievers coming in to try to get the final 3 outs here and complete a 2-game mini sweep of the Seattle University Redhawks. And there are Grillo's stats. 1 decision going against him. Really good strikeout to walk ratio, though, 18-5, almost 4-1. In 11 innings of work, and again, looking to put this one away for Washington State. Not a save situation, but Nathan Choate getting pitchers who could be very valuable to him this upcoming weekend against Arizona State. Some work here in this one. Grillo, the 5th Washington State pitcher to come to the mound. And Seattle University going to bring Brandon Stinnett into the ball game here to lead off the 9th. 7 to tie, 8 to take the lead for Seattle U. It's baseball, though. Stranger things have happened, and this Red Hawk lineup even yesterday showing they could string hits together and put a bunch of runs on the board. Which is why Nathan Choate, again, bringing in top relievers to try to put this one away. Grillo set against Stinnett. Takes a strike, 0-1. Stinnett, this is his 17th game, a .235 average, no homers, 2 RBI. Saw action in last night's contests. Scored a run in the 12-5 Wazoo win. The 0-1. Missing low, and the count even at a ball and a strike. So Stinnett hitting for Cole Kleckner. Kleckner went 1 for 4 on the day. And Seattle, you obviously would love to have the problem of where to place Stinnett in the field in the bottom of the 9th. The 1-1. Popped down to play, third base side, and Grillo out in front to ball and 2 strikes. Seems like a fan might have caught that one. Crowd saluting. Jackson Lind and Sam Kane scheduled to follow, but looks like another pinch hitter on deck for Seattle U. It's Mateo Zeppieri waiting there. 1-2. And a swing and a miss. The tag applied. Ball in the dirt. They ruled the out before the throwdown, but just to be sure, Stinnett is down on strikes with the put out 2 unassisted. 1 down here in the top of the 9th. That brings in Mateo Zeppieri. Zeppieri 0 for 2 with a walk as the right fielder in last night's game, getting a pinch hit appearance here in the 9th. First pitch from Grillo, fastball 94, riding inner half for strike 1. Zeppieri from Newmarket, Ontario, Canada. It's a man from north of the border. Taking on Grillo, the 0-1. Change of swing and a miss, strike 2, or certainly something off speed. And Zeppieri down 2 strikes. Grillo ready now. And the 0-2. Fastball high. Zeppieri laying off it. A ball and 2 strikes. Zeppieri a .286 average. This is 9th game. Couple RBI for him as well. 3 doubles. 1-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3. In the dirt. Throw down to first in time. From Morrow to Potts. And just like that, the Redhawks down on their final out. 2 strikeouts in the books for Chase Grillo. That put out 2-3 that time. And another pinch hitter. As Royce Hale, the lefty in. Marysville native. First pitch to him, a breaking ball low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Marysville, Washington, just to the north and east of Everett. in Snohomish County. The final hope for the Red Hawks at the moment is Hale. 364 in 10 games. The 1-0. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Hale was 2 for 2 before being pinch hit for in last night's game, so certainly somebody adept at the plate between that and the average. Couple of doubles and an RBI so far in this young season. 2-0 to Hale. Pop foul on a play, third base side. It's Donnie Harrell emptying the bench here, getting folks some reps again for Seattle U, a home series against Utah Tech, scheduled for this weekend at Bannerwood Park in Bellevue. Washington State hosting Arizona State here at Bailey Brayton. 2-1. Hale hit out in the right center. That's a base hit. So 3 at-bats for Royce Hale in these 2 games, and he has 3 hits. That single into right center, extending the ball game.
Now batting number 27, Michael Suvalis.
And another pinch hitter here as Michael Sukalis, 6'4" junior, coming into the ball game. Another Arlington, Washington native. Snohomish County getting some strong representation. Maybe Skagit County as well, as breaking ball in for a strike. Sukalis, this is his 7th game, a 167 clip, 2 for 12. Both those hits doubles, though, so some pop in the bat for sure. The 0-1, a fastball high. Count even. Hale is not being held on at first. Brandon Ponce, the first baseman, playing well behind him. Grillo sets the 1-1. That's ripped down the right field line, but pulled foul off the fence protecting the bullpen. And now the Red Hawks down to their final strike. Washington State trying to make it 12-8 on the season, trying to send Seattle U to 6-14. Grillo a strike away as he checks Hale. Again, not being held there. The pitch. Sukalis in the air to center. Going back, Swartz slowing underneath. He makes the catch, and that's the ball game. The Washington State Cougars, a 2-game sweep of the Seattle University Red Hawks, as they take this one on this Wednesday afternoon by a final score of 10-3. Thank you to everybody here, our great production crew led by Jared Prenguber, Bobby Allworth, our SID, everybody helping out. Thank you so much. This has been Doug Taylor bringing you Cougar Baseball today. Again, the final, Washington State 10, Seattle University 3, and the Cougs take the 2 games between the 2 this weekend, or this midweek, I should say. This has been Cougar Baseball on Pac-12 Plus. Good afternoon from Pullman.